here. We are live on day 3, I guess, of the honor flight. This is the biggest day, Saturday, of the honor flight. I'm here with the South Willamette Valley Honor Flight, and again, if you're kind of new to what the honor flight is and what we do, there are 60 local military veterans that are brought here to Washington, D.C. from Oregon, from Lane, Lynn, and Benton counties, and we arrived in Washington last night on Friday, and we started early this morning at 8 a.m. and I want to give you a little bit of an idea of what today's been like, because it has been really incredible so far and we still have more to do. But let me first show you where I'm at. I am right there in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Check that out. Busy day in Washington, D.C. on the Mall. As I pan over, and just the beautiful view of, you can see the Capitol building in the background, and Washington Monument obviously in front of it. The World War II Memorial in front of that. That's where I started about an hour ago, and then made my way up along the reflection pond right there over to the Lincoln Memorial, which is honestly, for me, one of my favorite places to go in Washington, D.C. This is my 8th time on the honor flight, and each and every one's wonderful, but I really enjoy going up the stairs to the Lincoln Memorial, and I tend to spend some time by myself there because it's so powerful. The presence of Lincoln and the presence of the memorial, it's so large and grand, and you get a beautiful view, obviously, of the mall. What I just showed you, this right here. Certainly we see a lot of our honor flight members right there. You can see some of them right there making their way across. We spend some time in this area. So again, we were dropped off around the World War II Memorial, which is, if I can kind of zoom in a little bit, you see some of those elements right at the end of the reflection pond. It's in front of the Washington Monument. We were dropped off at the World War II Memorial, and then we really have a few hours to kill here. And what I mean by that is there's so much to see just in this walking distance. Sorry for the shakiness. Try to get it with my right hand, which is a little bit less shaky. I'll zoom out because zoomed in is where it gets shaky. Anyways, there are other honor flights here, so you see the matching shirts. That is another honor flight. We just spoke to an honor flight from Rhode Island. But again, we're here from the South Willamette Valley in Oregon, and 60 local veterans. We were dropped off at the World War II Memorial, where we got to walk around there a little bit, and then we make our way. And just in this little area where I'm pointing right now is, you can't really see it from this distance, but the location that those people are walking is towards the Vietnam Wall. And I walked through there a little bit, and then as I pan over here, on that side, and you can kind of see that right there is the location those people are walking, is the Korean Veterans War Memorial. And then again, as I showed you before, the Lincoln Memorial right there. So many options just in this little area of where to go and what to see. And this comes on stop, what is it, number 4 or so? Let me tell you our itinerary so far. So far today, we started the morning 8 a.m. at Arlington National Cemetery in the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. We're the first ones there, which is really special. Literally, I walk in and there's no one else there except for the tomb guards, and it's really special. It's really solemn. This is a very gregarious group of veterans that have been with us on the South Willamette Valley Flight. Very talkative, personable, outgoing, and yet, you get to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and it's just quiet and solemn, and the respect, you feel it for these guys who, like to have a good time. After Arlington and the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, we went to the Military Women's Memorial, which is right there basically at Arlington. There's one female veteran on this trip. Now, there are a couple guardians that are also veterans, female guardians that are also veterans. But in terms of the veterans that are one, of the 60 veterans that are being honored on this trip, one female, she was recognized, which is kind of interesting because I think it's the first time I've been on a trip with only one female veteran, and so she really got all the attention when we were there. They had a little booklet made for her, and she gets entered into their system, and we all recognized her, which was pretty special. I have some great stories about her, and she was in the Navy and stationed in Guam, and she was telling me about how when she was there, they had just an incredible storm. This would have been in the 70s when she was there. An incredible storm in Guam. I actually kind of am interested now in looking it up because I wasn't familiar with it. But anyways, she worked in radios, and she was the one who actually radioed the White House to let them know major storm in Guam. So that's kind of a cool little story. And again, you just hear these incredible stories from all these veterans and all these people who have sacrificed for the country. What I was going to tell you though about is just the emotions of this group has been really, I honestly think, unlike any other trip I've been on. And again, this is my 8th honor flight that I've been fortunate enough to be a part of. When we were at the Marine, that was the other thing, after leaving the Military Women's Memorial, we went to the Air Force Memorial and the Marine Corps Memorial. When we got to the Marine Corps Memorial, we spoke with a few of the Marines that are on this trip, a few of the Marine veterans. And I don't even know how to explain it, but we were interviewing one of them, and he just broke down. I mean, he really broke down and was very emotional. And it was a really special moment as all the other veterans came to his side to prop him up and let him know that it's okay to let it out. That's okay. Then we started speaking with another one, and he broke down. And I think it's, sometimes I think like I said, I went to the Vietnam Wall, which so many of the veterans on this trip, are seeking out names of men or women that they served with that are on the wall and maybe making etchings of it. And I always think of that being the emotional moment for these veterans, and it is sometimes, but I think one of the things that I've noticed, at least on this trip, is that the emotions are coming just at the thought of their service, just at the reminiscing about their service and what it meant to them and how it made them who they are. I was speaking to one gentleman just now on a bench, and he was saying that he was getting emotional with me as well. And he was saying that he really hit him when he was at the Marine Memorial, because the Marine Memorial is essentially a statue of the Iwo Jima, of the planting of the flag at Iwo Jima, the Battle of Iwo Jima. And I think that when I saw that, he said, when I saw the Iwo Jima and I saw the Marine Corps Memorial, it brought me back to being 17 years old and remembering that is why I joined the Marines, is Iwo Jima. When I learned about what happened at the Battle of Iwo Jima, that's when I joined the Marines, and then the Marines changed his life. And, you think about that, is this brings back not just some of those sorrowful moments, like, again, maybe people they served with and lost, or some of the trauma that they suffered when maybe, in combat overseas, but it also just, I think it gives them a sense of appreciation for where they are and what they've done, and reminding them why they did what they did. And one of the gentlemen was saying to me that he was so incredibly patriotic when he joined. He felt so passionate about the cause and about serving in the military and defending this country. And he said it can be hard to, maybe more so these days, because of our environment, our divisiveness, our political, situation and where we're at. It can be hard to remember that there was this reason. This is what I did. This is what I thought when I was 17. And do you ever, I don't know, depending on how old you are, the way you are, do you ever think back to when you were a teenager and why you did what you did, why you were motivated to do what you do? I think that, you know, there's just so many of those emotions and thoughts. Anyways, it's been really emotional. It's been pretty incredible. A lot of these moments I capture on camera, but honestly, a lot of them I don't. It's just me talking to these guys. And that's why I thought it was important for me to, you know, jump on and maybe just explain it, because not all of this is documented on camera. And so I think it's important to tell the stories, even if, you know, they're not captured on camera, because while we want to capture a lot of it on camera, because ultimately we are a video medium in TV news, there are times I'm just talking to them. That's what I spend a lot of the time on the honor flight doing, is just talking to the veterans. So anyways, been an incredible trip so far. We still have a lot more today. We're going to the Navy Museum and the Disabled Veterans Museum Memorial, excuse me, and that's a really powerful memorial. I like that one a lot. And then we'll be heading to dinner, and then we have more stuff tomorrow. A couple of museums. We're going to be hitting Air and Space Museum, the Army Museum, and I'll continue to, yes, document this on video, but I'll try to provide some of this context to everything I'm hearing and what I'm talking to people about, because I do think that it is it's really important to hear some of those stories, even if I don't have it on camera, of the veterans going through them. So thanks again for everybody for listening in and joining in, and I hope you can continue to follow along as we move forward in the honor flight, because again, we still got another day here in DC before we head back to Portland. Tomorrow night, Sunday night, we'll head back and get in between 8 and 9 p.m. Pacific time. Been an incredible trip so far. This group is just fantastic, and I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of it. Thanks again.